Good evening and welcome into the Denver Coliseum and welcome into 1A State Volleyball time here on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm Ben Blecha. Very glad you have joined us for the action here today. The Merino Rams and the Fleming Wildcats get set to do battle in the 1A State Championship. Our pregame show brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow locally from people that you know. Equitable has been providing personal bankers to help you through all your financial steps for many years. Visit equitable-savings.com. The Fleming Wildcats and the Merino Rams meet for the 1A State Championship in a match that surprises absolutely no one. Third consecutive year these two teams have played for the 1A State Championship. The Fleming Wildcats, though, in the surprising move, got the 5-set victory against the Merino Rams in the quarterfinal yesterday, forcing the Rams to battle back and do one of the most challenging things, and that's win the state championship with 3 matches on the final day of the state tournament. Rams have taken sweep victories in both their previous matches, topping Briggsdale and then McClave to get to the title game. Meanwhile, the Fleming Wildcats come into the championship game after a sweep win against Simla earlier today. Both of these teams hit better than 300 for the entirety of their semifinal match. They are the top 2 teams in the classification. And when you get into the Denver Coliseum, there are no 2 teams better here on the 1A court. The rivalry between these 2 teams is exceptional as well. This will be the 15th meeting between the Merino Rams and the Fleming Wildcats since the fall of 2018. In the first 14 meetings, each team has won 7. The Rams have won 7. The Wildcats have won 7. Merino holds the slight edge in the sets played with a 30-27 sets played advantage, and this will also be the 5th consecutive year they play here at the state tournament. They met in the quarterfinals in 2018, in the semifinals in 2019, and the championship the last 2 years, playing already in the quarterfinals here this year, the 6th meeting of the last 5 years here at the state tournament. Fleming leads the first 5 meetings, 3-2. The sets also to Fleming, 12-9. But the total points played, because Ben is a nerd and has figured all of that out. You give me 2 hours to prepare for a match, and I'm going to have plenty of info that nobody else has. Merino has won 449 points in the previous 5 meetings here at state over the last 5 years. Fleming has won 425. Meanwhile, the championship pedigree is super strong in a meeting like this. For the Fleming Lady Wildcats, their head coach is Megan Chintala. Chintala won 2 state championships and played in 3 title games as a Wildcat player. Kristen Suter, the head coach for the Merino Rams, won 1 state title as a Ram player, playing in 3 championship games. The benches are deep with state championship pedigree as well. Kylie Chamberlain, the assistant coach for the Wildcats, coached in 2 championship games, with the Idalia Lady Wolves getting runner-up to Fleming in 2014 and Otis in 2015. Meanwhile, on the Merino bench, Katie Peel, then Kuntz, played in 3 championship games as a player, winning in 2009 and 2011. Actually, she played in 4 her freshman year in 08 as well, and coached in that 2015 championship game that Otis won with her mom, the legendary Bonnie Walling-Kuntz. Kim Kirschbaum's on the bench for the Merino Rams. She won a state title as a Ram player back in 1985, played in 3 championship games. So there is pedigree across the board, and Merino in search of their 3rd straight state title and the 13th title in school history that would move them into 2nd place all time as long as Fowler does not beat Sedgwick County on the 2A court. They are currently tied with 12 championships apiece, and Fowler Sedgwick County can be heard on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Both Merino and Fowler are chasing one team who's also on the court for this championship affair. On the 3A side, Platte Valley has the most championships in state history with 14. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get you ready with the particulars of this matchup. 1A State Volleyball Championship. It's Merino, it's Fleming. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We welcome you back into the Denver Coliseum. It's almost time for 1A Volleyball State Championship action. on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It's Merino and Fleming. They meet for a second time in a row, a second day in a row, I should say, here at the state volleyball tournament. The Merino Rams and Fleming Wildcats did battle yesterday in a 5-set dandy, won by the Fleming Wildcats 25-20, 25-21, 15-25, 17-25, and 15-10. The Fleming Wildcats did what the challenge was. We've talked about it before in the on 10-10 Preps and more over on 10-10 KSIR. The hardest thing to do is beat a team 3 times in a season. Merino failed in doing that against Fleming after winning the 2 regular season meetings between these 2 clubs, and the Fleming Wildcats took the 3rd. Not a history of the 4th, though, although these 2 teams have met multiple times in a season. And I believe they met 5 times back in 2019 when the schools played in the semifinal here at the state volleyball tournament. They know each other very, very well. But I think we go back to what we've talked about all weekend long here at the state volleyball tournament, and that comes with the freshmen. I know what junior McKenna Suter's going to do. She's going to get 20 kills in this match, especially if it goes beyond 3. You know what Callie Kirkwood's going to do. She's going to give you 5 kills a set for the Fleming Wildcats. She'll get to 20 kills if this goes beyond 3 as well. But it's the other players that are going to decide this one. The freshmen have been phenomenal for both these teams. Quincy Stoll, Ashley Bornoff, very good freshman hitters for the Fleming Wildcats. And then, of course, Sienna Lewisberg, who is hitting and setting. She's exceptional as well for the Merino Rams. Besides Suter, it's Jade Powell and Jay Lynch who have been high-end leaders. But Veronica Beret was sneaky good in the match earlier today for the Merino Rams in the semifinal against McClave. And I really think that she's going to be one that's going to be interesting to watch in this matchup for the Merino Rams because she blocks as well. And I think that the blocking game is going to be that X factor. If Fleming's block can definitely slow down the Fleming Wildcat offense, then that will force her. If Fleming's block can slow down the Merino offense, that'll slow things down offensively a little bit. Same can go for Merino if they can get any modicum of a block whatsoever, like they did as the match progressed against the McClave Cardinals. They're going to be super dangerous as well. But I think when I circle a position that is going to decide a championship, this is my 18th consecutive year coming here to the Denver Coliseum, 19th consecutive year, 18th consecutive year that I have had a state championship match here at the Denver Coliseum. And in every championship match, the championship has been decided by the setter. Brooklyn Suter is a phenomenal sophomore setter for the Merino Rams. If she can continue to be that high-end setter, distributing the ball well, Merino's offense can continue to be untouchable, has been widely regarded as the #1 team in the 1A classification all year long. And if the setter combination of Sienna Lewisberg and Callie Kirkwood can stay balanced the way they were against Fleming, the Wildcats' problem for much of this year has been they haven't gotten the offensive swings with Callie Kirkwood as the setter because you had a lot of young hitters that are there. But they were very balanced in the match yesterday against the Merino Rams and the match today against the Simla Cubs. If you can get that kind of balance, this team is going to be able to get their offense going. Regardless, I think we're going to see a high-end volleyball championship between the Merino Rams and the Fleming Wildcats. Again, if you're listening for Sedgwick County, we've been covering them on wall-to-wall volleyball all weekend long. We have moved that over to our sister station, 1010 KSIR, that you can hear live online and on the TuneIn app at KSIR.com as well. That is the 2A title against Fowler, so we have both 1A and 2A championships covered, and we will have the state championship when we come back. State volleyball concludes with the 1A title. It's November Christmas between Merino and Fleming on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
The whole town is here, Class 1A.
We welcome you back into the Denver Coliseum. We had to get that on for you. The Colorado High School Activities Association getting set for our state championships. They go around and they say, who has the best fans? And we will tell you, no doubt, it is always year in and year out Class 1A that puts together the best fans. As he said, the whole town is here as the Merino Rams and the Fleming Wildcats, not shockingly, play for the 1A state championship. It is a third consecutive meeting between the Merino Rams and the Fleming Wildcats for the state championship. The Rams have won the previous two. The Merino Rams are going for their third straight state championship. It will be Class 1A's first three-peat since Flagler won the first three of what was a four-peat from 1994 to 1997. The Merino Rams will be going left to right in their maroon uniforms. Libero uniform is in white with the maroon letters and numbers. The Fleming Wildcats in their forest green uniforms with the white letters and numbers. White libero uniform with the green letters and numbers. The starting seven for the Merino Rams, they're brought to you by Ice Lanes. Have fun without breaking the bank at Ice Lanes. You can walk in and bowl. You can call ahead and reserve a lane. Call 970-522-3331. For the Rams, it'll be Veronica Beret, Jade Powell, Jay Lynch, McKenna Suter, Kaya Peel, and Brooklyn Suter, with Kayla Nunez, the libero, for head coach Kristen Suter. For the Fleming Lady Wildcats, their starting lineup this evening will be Sienna Lewisburg, Ashley Bornoff, Emery Lewisburg, Callie Kirkwood, Maddie Harms, Maddie Serrato, and libero Lexi Schaefer, for head coach Megan Chintala. 2 games to 1, or 2 matches to 1 lead in the season series between the Merino Rams and the Fleming Wildcats. As we pass the top of the 6 o'clock hour during our commercial break and get you set for state volleyball championship action. The Fleming Wildcats will have the serve going right to left for our first set. Brought to you by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Let Sydney Regional Medical Center take care of you. Contact SydneyRMC.com. Serve down the near side, fielded by Kaya Peel. Roll shot played back dead center. Run up high, back row for the Fleming Wildcats. Kelly Kirkwood off the block, gets the kill. So the Fleming Wildcats get the opening point of this 1A state championship match on their serve and have a 1-0 lead. Sienna Lewisburg serve near side, ripped on Powell. Far side, bump free, not going to get over from Lynch, so a misplayed receive starts the Fleming Wildcats out on their front feet, and Sienna Lewisburg will continue with the serve up 2-0 in this opening set. Serve will be fired near side onto the hands of Jade Powell. Back set for a cross shot from Kaya Peel. Run up high, bump free, played back over by Lexi Schaefer. Run down back row, McKenna Suter. Set far side, Kaya Peel. Roll cross, near side. Up by Schaefer. Back set far side. Bornoff into the block at the net. But the block was in the net for Jay Lynch. So a blocking error for the Merino Rams will give the Fleming Wildcats another point. And a 3-0 run to start the match. Serve will be whipped down the middle. Popped up back row. Set to the near pin. Little roll shot tipped short from Kaya Peel. Run up high, bumps that far side. Bornoff slices it near. Finds the arms of Veronica Beret. Back row swing, McKenna Suter. She'll power it through and get the kill. So Fleming gives up a 3-0 run, or gets a 3-0 run, and a kill for Merino. Makes it 3-1, and Kaya Peel takes a serve. She'll whip it down the middle on Emery Lewisburg. Set near side to Callie Kirkwood into the block of net. Kept in play, and a bump free over by Peel. Run down by Emery Lewisburg. Back row, set down the middle. Callie Kirkwood, big swing. She'll pick up the kill. Callie Kirkwood with the nice swing off the near third of the net. Quincy Stoll in on the front row as Maddie Serrano will take the serve for the Fleming Wildcats. Serrato rips it far side on Powell, set to the far pin for McKenna Suter. She'll ping the block at the net and get the kill, her second of this championship first set. 4-2 Fleming. Serve will be handed to Jay Lynch, who was the savviest of servers in the semifinal. Down the middle, fielded by Kirkwood with a little roll shot, covered up nicely by Beret. Set to the far side and a roll into the block of the net by McKenna Suter. Kept up high down the middle, tool off the block at the net, doesn't go down. Kirkwood back down, had a triple in her face, tried to hit around it, and the hitting error will give Merino the point. It's 4-3 Fleming in set number 1. Jay Lynch slices the serve down the middle on Kirkwood. Serrata with the bump set to Kirkwood, tips far side. She'll pick up the kill. That's the one rotation where the Fleming Wildcats don't use either of their outsides as the setter. That Serrata has to turn as the setter. In that back left spot, Schaefer with the serve, Fleming up 5-3. Run up down the middle, big hammer far side by Suter. She'll pick up the third kill of this opening set. And a 5-4 Fleming lead gives the serve to sophomore McKenna Suter. Brooklyn Suter. McKenna is still on the front row. Serve fielded back row by Kirkwood. Back throw far side. Kirkwood chip line. Sliding dig up by Peel. Set for McKenna Suter. Roll shot short. Redden covered up by Lewisburg. Schaefer with the bump set. Far side. Kirkwood pings it into the block. Run down far side by Veronica Beret. Near side chip shot short by Powell. Chase down and a bump free back for Fleming. Run up high, back row by Lynch for the Rams. Set far side for Beret. She'll cross it near. Stoll with the high up. Back set to the far side. Off the block at the net goes Kirkwood. Kept in play, but 3 will not be enough to get it back. Beret and McKenna Suter got the swing turned back onto the Fleming side and get the tie at 5 in the first set. Brooklyn Suter fires the serve down the middle, popped up back row, set to the far side. Down the line goes Callie Kirkwood. Run down, near side swing, into the block at the net, and the kill for Powell. Her first of the match. Keeps the serve with Brooklyn Suter in set number 1 of the 1A Volleyball Championship. It's 8-5 Fowler on the 2A side. That's on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Set down the middle, Callie Kirkwood into the block, handed up by Harms off the block. She'll roll it far side, fielded by Peel. Back set McKenna Suter, hops tape, run up near side by Schaefer, right into the radar zone of McKenna Suter, and she'll dump it down for the point on the Merino side. A 3-0 Ram run has them up 7-5 on the Wildcats. Brooklyn Suter arcing the serve near side on Schleiser, who's in as a DS. Back row set for Stoll near side. Quincy will tumble it to the line and in for the kill. So Callie Kirkwood will get these serves. She'll now be setting out of the back row as Sienna Lewisburg's to the front. We have a need of a footwear being relaced on the Ram side as Brooklyn shoe would come untied. So it'll be fired far side on Kaya Peel. Set for McKenna Suter. She'll run it dead center and can't be controlled on the back line. McKenna Suter already has 5 kills in this championship match. And Merino has the 8-6 advantage. McKenna Suter, short arcer on the front row. Can't be played cleanly. She gets the ace. Ball came caroming from the 3A floor where Lamar and Platte Valley are tied at 9 in set number 1. For a replay, set to the near side, Sienna Lewisburg hops the block of the net. Handed up by Lynch near the back line. Far side Peel, roll dead center. Run up, back set, far side Sienna Lewisburg. She'll fire it near line. Hopped up quickly, dump set over the net by Brooklyn Suter for the kill. The sophomore makes it 10-6 Merino. Coach Gintala off the bench to cheerlead her team. So it'll be hammered far side. Popped up back row by Schaefer for Fleming. Near side swipe down the line from Sienna Lewisburg. Set to the far pin. Swing for Kaya Peel, dead center. Run down backside, bump set for Lewisburg, off the block, mishandled, and fall for a kill. So Sienna Lewisburg gets her first of the match. And back to serve goes Emory Lewisburg for the Fleming Wildcats, trailing 10-7. Serve will be fielded dead center by McKenna Suter. She'll hit a soft roll that's read by Kirkwood and run up. Bump set to the far pin. Sienna Lewisburg with the cross. Near side chase down high and a back row swing. McKenna Suter handed up by Schaefer. Near pin for Serrato. Arcs it too big and out. 3 hitting errors right now for the Fleming Wildcats to just 1 for the Merino Rams. That's why the Rams are up 11-7. And number 11, Jade Powell, have the serve, fielded by Emory Lewisburg. Set into the block at the net goes Harms. Kept him playing. Harms will bump free it over. Back set to the near side. Lynch will spin it for short, up by Schaefer. Back set far side. Lewisburg hops hands. Chased down by Jade Powell. Far side set for Kaya Peel. Whips it down the line. Gets the kill. Her first to the match. Fleming needs a timeout here at the 1A Volleyball Championship, as the Merino Rams have run out to a 12-7 lead. 1A State Volleyball Championship is on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The number 1 seeded Merino Rams out to a 12-7 lead at the Denver Coliseum against the number 4 seeded Fleming Wildcats in this 1A Volleyball Championship. But let's not kid ourselves, this is number 1 and number 2. It has been all year long. Back to serve out of the timeout will go Jade Powell for the Rams. Wildcats trying to slow things down, and Sienna Lewisburg will get that with a dead center swing that fires off an arm on the back line. So 12-8, back to serve goes Maddie Harms. Harms arcing in near side, up by Kayla Nunez. The libero is on for the first time in the match for the Rams. Beret into the block, then hands it over. Kirkwood will set to the near side for Serrato. Archer split the difference on the back line, and Maddie Serrato gets the kill. Fleming 2 consecutive points out of the timeout. And Harms to serve down 12-9. Fielded by Nunez. 10-foot line set. Brooklyn Suter comes to Veronica Beret. Whips it down the line, up by Emory Lewisburg. Sienna Lewisburg far side. Pushes it cross. Handed up to the far side. Peel off the block and gets the kill. Nice tool kill for Kaya Peel. Not Pyle, as the PA said. Rams up to 13-9. And Veronica Beret with the serve. The sophomore tumbles it short, dug up quickly, backs at far side. Sienna Lewisburg tried to find hands on a short set and whistled it too long and out. Fleming, who committed 9 hitting errors in their semifinal in total, have already committed 5 hitting errors in the first 23 of this championship. Serrato swings it far side, can't be handled cleanly, dug up to Lewisburg, and she hammers it too long and out. The scramble for the Merino Rams kept the ball in play, and Lewisburg's eyes got too greedy. 15-9 Merino. Serve near side, fielded by Serrato. Set to the pin, Serrato hops hands at the net. Nunez digs it up. Bump roll far side, Peel knocks it into the net, not the block. Just the second hitting error of the match for the Merino Rams. And Lewisburg will serve down 15-10 for Fleming. Fire down the middle. Suter with the bump set to the far side for Lynch. Into the block at the net. Jay Lynch gets her first kill of the match. Merino up 16-10, and Kaya Peel takes the serve. Promptly lines it into the net. Those service errors will come back to bite you in the butt. The closer a set is, Merino has the luxury of some wiggle room right now, up by 5. Serrato, dying quail serve far side, wung up quickly by Nunez to McKenna Suter, stopped back at the net by Callie Kirkwood. The two best on the floor meeting at the net, and the one in green wins this time. Lead down to 4 as Brooklyn Suter will set it over in short. Up quickly by Sienna Lewisburg. Bumps that far side for Bornoff into the block. She covers her own up. Chased down on a free ball. Rolled over by Kirkwood. Backside up by Nunez. Set down the middle for Suter. Tips into your side. Redden covered up by Schaefer. Lewisburg near pin. Stoll off the block. Run down near the 10-foot line by Beret. Down the middle goes McKenna Suter. Domes Callie Kirkwood for her 6th kill of the contest. And ends the little Fleming Wildcat run. Merino maintaining the edge in set 1. Back to serve goes Jay Lynch. Short near the 10-foot line. Set down the middle. Kirkwood mashes it dead center. Bump up high and a shank shot for McKenna Suter as she tried to avoid the block and took everything off that ball, but wasn't anywhere near the net where she could tip it like that. Lexi Schaefer with the serve for the Fleming Wildcats. Lexi will knock it down the middle. Up back row, McKenna Suter set for Suter. Crawls the net cord. She didn't hit that well once again, but gets her 7th kill of the first set in spite of the miscue. 18-13 Merino. Brooklyn Suter powers the serve near side on the back row on Brooke Schaefer. Swipe to the far corner for Callie Kirkwood, too long and out. Like in the semifinal against the Simla Cubs, she starts out rocky. As many hitting errors as kills. Wildcats will field the serve from Brooklyn Suter again. Backs that far side, Callie Kirkwood off the block. She'll finally get that kill. Her 4th of the match. And hand herself the serve. Arcing far side, popped up by Peel, backs at McKenna Suter, whips it down the line, too wide and out. Ram hitting error will give Fleming a bit of momentum. See if Callie Kirkwood can capitalize on it. 19-15 Merino in set 1 of the 1A championship. Kirkwood punches it far side, up by Kaya Peel. Set far pin, Beret hops the block of the net. Run down back row by Brooke Schaefer. Set near side, Quincy Stoll. She'll run it short. Bump set up to the far side, Beret angles near. Covered up nicely by Stoll. Back set for Lewisburg. Cross near side, gets the kill. Sienna Lewisburg with her 3rd kill of the contest. Wildcats trail the Rams by just 3 in the first set. So it'll be line down the middle, hopped up, back row Peel, back row swing, McKenna Suter. Hammered down the middle, up by Brooke Schaefer. Backs that far side, Lewisburg. This time catches the line. The back line let it go, and Sienna Lewisburg will find it, but a ball came on the floor, so we will replay in the midst of that rally. No whistle. Or are they going to say it was down? No, they will replay. So wipe that clean. Still 19-16 Merino. Serve fielded by Lynch. Set down the middle. Powell into the block of Harms at the net. Handed up by the Rams near side McKenna Suter. Soft roll up by Lexi Schaefer. Bumps that far side for Lewisburg off the block. Chased up high by Lynch. Set down the middle for Suter. She'll fire it to the back corner and get the kill. McKenna has 8 in this first set of the championship game. 20-16. Merino with the lead. McKenna Suter with the serve. McKenna arcs it short, popped up by Schaefer. Set quickly off the block at the net goes Harms, and she draws the block into the net. Second blocking error of the match on the Merino Rams, who were trying to get a block going after being largely devoid of one in this state championship. Back to serve goes Emery Lewisburg. She'll power it on McKenna Suter. Set far side, Kaya Peel swung for hands. Couldn't be handled and picks up her 3rd of this first set on a cross shot toward the near side. Merino 4 away, up 4. Jade Powell with the serve, tumbles it down the middle. Popped up quickly, set for a swing near side, 2 wide, and out goes Sienna Lewisburg. So 3 kills, 3 hitting errors for her, 4 kills, 3 hitting errors for Callie Kirkwood. 9 total points given away by Fleming, trails Merino 22-17. Near side, Serrato near line, 2 wide and out. Gay 10 giveaways. 23-17. Serve continues with Jade Powell. Jade will spin it down the middle, popped up back row, back set, Harms crushes it. She's too long and out. And Merino has 7 set points to take the first set in this 1A State Volleyball Championship. Powell serves down the middle, up back row by Schaefer, dump over by Kirkwood. Couple hands up and a free ball rolled by Jay Lynch. Kirkwood will back set, far side swing, Lewisburg 2 wide and out. And Merino capitalizes on every Fleming error, taking the first set in this 1A State Volleyball Championship, 25-17. Set 2 next at the Denver Coliseum on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We welcome you back into the Denver Coliseum as we head to set number 2, 1A Volleyball State Championship match. 25-17, the Merino Rams win set number 1 thanks to a flat 0 hitting percentage in the first set for the Fleming Wildcats. 9 kills, 9 hitting errors. Meanwhile, Merino continued the plus 300 hitting day, hitting 320 in that first set. And the hitting errors continue. No, they do not. It is a tool kill for Maddie Serrato to kick things off here in the second set. So Fleming will take the serve and hand it to Sienna Lewisburg. 10-foot line swing over the top of the block at the net. The block was in the net for the Fleming Wildcats. McKenna Suter, meanwhile, has 9 kills for the Merino Rams. And a 1-1 tally as the serve will be knocked down the middle. Quick set, tip far side. Callie Kirkwood finds the floor. That is Kirkwood's 5th of the match to lead the Wildcats. 3 for Sienna Lewisburg, 2 for Maddie Serrato after the kill to start this set. Kaya Peel is second on the Rams with 3 on her side. 2-1 Fleming. Cross shot played far side by McKenna Suter. Sat in a flat free, dumped over by Bornoff, not played cleanly. Was supposed to be a rally extending free, and Ashley Bornoff will get the kill. On the 2A side, Sedgwick County took set number 1 with 5 service errors in that first set on the Fowler Grizzlies. Down the middle, the ball was banged off the block at the net, so another kill for the Fleming Wildcats. Quincy Stoll gets this one. Serve will be lined at 4-1 Fleming. Dump over the net by Brooklyn Suter. Covered up by Sienna Lewisburg. Far side, Bornoff into the block. She has turned back. It caught the block. The question is, did it go out or did it go in off the block? I think, or did it catch the block? That's the question. Officials will now converge. The block was there, but I don't know if the swing caught the block or the tape. Now the line judge will be conversed with by the down official. And it did not touch the block. It is a hitting error for the Merino Rams. It caught tape and flew near side without touching the arms of the player up to block. So 5-1 Fleming runs out in set number 2. Serrato pumps the serve down the far side, fielded by Peel, set for McKenna Suter, and she tips it into the net. Back-to-back miscues for the Merino Rams, and then a service miscue for Maddie Serrato ends the run. But 6-2 Fleming with the lead in set two, brought to you by Sky Ranch Golf and Grill. A great golf course as well as daily specials at their grill. Stop on by west of Sterling on Highway 14. Serve pummeled down the middle by Brooklyn Suter. Set for the run-up for Callie Kirkwood. Turned back at the net. Jade Powell and McKenna Suter with the block. Third point put down by the Merino block in the match. Something they've tried to get involved after being virtually non-existent this whole tournament. Serve down the middle, fielded by Schaefer, back row. Run up for Kirkwood, goes off speed, fired to the near side on Powell. Set quickly, attack for Suter, crushed over. Two diving digs up by Sienna Lewisburg. A tip far side by Callie Kirkwood. Scramble three, and back down the middle goes McKenna Suter. Too big and out. She didn't get the touch, as Coach Kristen Suter is arguing for. No radio. 7-3. Fleming with the lead in set two. Serve will be fired down the middle, popped up back row by Powell. Near side off the block at the net goes McKenna Suter. That's 10 kills in the match. She has been set ad nauseum today. She's now on the back row, but she's even set out of the back row. McKenna Suter, short serve. Freed back over by the Fleming Wildcats. Kaya Peel set far side. There at the net is the block. Callie Kirkwood and Maddie Harms force the hitting error. The Fleming up 8-4 in this second set. Callie Kirkwood with the serve, crawls the net court onto the Ram side. Set for the run up on Beret to the far line. She'll go. Veronica gets her first kill of the match. And hands the serve to Jade Powell. Powell down the middle, dug up back row by Lexi Schaefer for Fleming. Near side swing. Caught the block. Yeah, she did. Tool kill for Sienna Lewisburg. Her fourth of the match, much to the disappointment of the Merino bench. Serrato in on the front row. Back to serve goes Emery Lewisburg for Fleming. Serve will be fired. Short, fielded by Peel. Brooklyn Suter sets near side. Beret pushes through the block at the net and picks up the kill, her second of the last 3 points. Fleming holds a 9-6 lead, and Veronica Beret gives herself the serve. Beret spins it down the middle, popped up back row, set to the near side. Serrato crosses, diving dig up back row. Massive Ram humanity on the floor, will not be able to keep it in play, and Serrato garners the point for the Fleming Wildcats, who grow their lead back to 4, and Maddie Serrato will hand the serve to Maddie Harms. Bump set up near side, Kaya Peel runs it dead center, handed up high by Harms. Back set far side, Sienna Lewisburg cross, handed up by Beret. Set for a back row swing for McKenna Suter, cross near side, Lewisburg. Near pin set for Maddie Serrato. She'll fire at far side. It'll tumble to the floor. Serrato, who wasn't much of a factor in set number 1, already 3 kills in this second set, and Fleming's out to an 11-6 lead. Harms will continue with the serve. Harms firing it down the middle. Back row swing, McKenna Suter crosses near, popped up high, back row. Set for the run up for Sienna Lewisburg. High hands, jump dig, back row. McKenna Suter, far side, Kaya Peel, two-handed push to the near corner. Chased down by Emery Lewisburg. Near side, Serrato, high pop short. High up by Nunez. Dump set over by Brooklyn Suter. Played on Callie Kirkwood, and the dump free over by Sienna Lewisburg. Set far side, Kaya Peel through the hands. Run down by Harms. Far line set from Kirkwood. Near side, Serrato covers herself up and goes under the net. while trying to cover the dig up. The 11-7 the lead for the Fleming Wildcats. But Merino takes the serve and hands it to freshman Kaya Peel. She'll spin it down the middle, backs that far side. Sienna Lewisburg caught the net, tape rolled around the block, and pushed it down to the floor for her 5th kill of the match. 12-7 lead for the Fleming Wildcats, and Lewisburg takes the serve. Sedgwick County won the first set 25-23 on 2A and is up 8-6 in set 2. Down the middle goes McKenna Suter. She'll whip it to the floor. That's 11 in the match for Suter. Gives the serve to freshman Jay Lynch. Lynch, Harker, far side, mishanded by the Wildcats. Still get a great swing off the near side from Callie Kirkwood. On the cross, pushed down the middle, and McKenna Suter tried to tool the swing block of Callie Kirkwood, and it worked to her benefit. It's a dozen kills for McKenna in the match. Back within 3 come the Merino Rams. Serve fielded by Emery Lewisburg, near side Callie Kirkwood with the cross. High up, back row by Kaya Peel. Far side swing by Powell, punch dead center, up by Lexi Schaefer. Backs that far side, Bornoff crawls the net court. High up, set down the middle, push through the block at the net. It's a Baker's dozen worth of kills for McKenna Suter. 12-10. Back within 2 come the Rams, up 1-0. Serve short, fielded by Lexi Schaefer. Set big down the middle, big block back. McKenna Suter and Callie Kirkwood met at the net. That time the maroon jersey won with the stuff block down. Within 1 have come the Merino Rams. Jay Lynch's serve, fielded by Emery Lewisburg. Set for Callie Kirkwood, flutter near side, run up high. Set to the far pin, into the block at the net goes Jade Powell. She's blocked back by Bornoff that time. Wildcat block prevents the Ram tie and hands the serve to Maddie Serrato. Serrato fluttering it down the far side, popped up high, quick run, swipe near side, and the kill. 14 in the match for McKenna Suter. Again, a chance for the tie, this time on the serve of Brooklyn Suter. Suter fires the serve far side, bumps that up, free ball run over in short. Set quickly down the middle, swipe to the back line, too big and out goes McKenna Suter. 14-12 Fleming, set 2, 1A volleyball championship. Brooke Schaefer in on the back row for the Fleming Wildcats. Serve ripped down the middle by Lexi Schaefer, the senior. Far side over the top of the block goes Beret. Fielded by Lexi, near side Stoll, hops hands, jumping dig by Peel, back row. Run down and a bump free, back over for McKenna Suter. Run up far side, Brooke Schaefer. Back set for Callie Kirkwood, crush dug up, diving play, and into the 3A court went Kaya Peel, going on the chase down on that ball. Once you enter the brown, you were out. So that's the rules in the house, no matter what the Ram fans behind us think. If you bothered to pay attention all weekend, you'd know that. So it will be line down the middle, 15-12 Fleming. Back set near side, hopping hands at the net. McKenna Suter chased down in a bump free, run over by Callie Kirkwood. Popped up quickly by Kaya Peel, set far side, tool off the block at the net. McKenna Suter has 15 kills in the match. And hands herself the serve. McKenna rips it far side on Callie Kirkwood. Set to the far pin for Kirkwood, tools it off the block at the net. Picking up kill number 6 of the match. Far more balanced Fleming offense than I anticipated. 6 out of Kirkwood, 5 out of Lewisburg, 4 out of Serrato. Kirkwood spins it far side, dug quickly at the net. Brooklyn Suter on the dig, was pulled into the net. So Fleming will see Merino get a timeout as the Wildcats have grown their lead back to 4. State volleyball coverage on the Eastern Plains Sports Network brought to you by Northeastern. Whether you're a traditional or a non-traditional student, Northeastern wants to help you out with your associate's degree, with your specialized certificate. They even can help you get your teaching degree right here in Sterling. Log online to njc.edu and find out more information. 17-13 Fleming in set 2, trying to even this at a set apiece. It is the 11-11 on the 2A court between Sedgwick County and Fowler. And taking a peek at the 3A side, how about a first set there? 30-28, Lamar over Platte Valley. I would say we have the best in Colorado playing right now based on the early returns. Outside of Valor Christian just obliterating Rock Canyon, but they've obliterated everybody this year. I think Valor Christian has lost 5 sets all year long. I don't know what they've done here at the state tournament. They're going to run away with 5A this year. We've kind of known that from the start. Out of the timeout, 17-13 serve for Fleming, up by 4. Far side, Kaya Peel with the cross. Missed Doug, and the dig will bound to the near side. Kaya Peel with the nice cross for her 4th kill of the match. Back to serve goes Jay Powell for the Merino Rams. Powell dump it down the middle, popped up high, back row. Kirkwood sets for Harms off the block of the net. Run up high and then a run free over. Lift ball on the run free over for the Merino Rams. So the lead remains 4 for Fleming at 18-14. Back to serve goes Emery Lewisburg. Lewisburg rips it down the middle, popped up back row by Peel. Bumps that up, far side roll, played short. 10-foot line up by Lexi Schaefer. Backs that far side. Lewisburg off the block to the floor for the kill. That's the 6th kill of the match for Sienna Lewisburg, matching Callie Kirkwood for the team lead. Serve short, fielded by Peel. Set backside, hitting air for McKenna Suter. A Merino team that hit 320 in the first set. They're lucky to be close to 0 right now. They should be hitting negative with as poorly as they've hit in set 2. Set quickly down the middle, push far side. Peel finds the floor for the kill. She's at 5 in the match. Second Ram to that threshold. 20-15. Fleming's lead is 5. And Veronica Beret will take the serve for the Merino Rams. Beret stumbles it far side on Emery Lewisburg. Back set for Harms off the block of the net. Run up by McKenna Suter, dumps that over. Played near the 10-foot line by Kirkwood. Bumps that up near side. Serrano off the block of the net. Run down high. Set in the push. Played back down the middle by Lynch. Handed up by Schaefer. Bump free. Gets over inside the antenna from Serrano. Run down backside on the dump free over by Brooklyn Suter. Her 2nd kill of the match. Merino within 4 of Fleming in set number 2. Serve will be spun down the middle, popped up high, back row. Run up quickly off the block at the net. Goes Harms, chased down and a bump free over by Brooklyn Suter. This time Serrato sets over the top of the block. Diving dig up by McKenna Suter. Back set and the cross will be played deep by Beret. Kept in play on what looked to be a left ball. Free ball back onto the Ram side. Peel off the block, covered up by Serrato. Turn dump over the net by Kirkwood. Brooklyn Suter will return the favor, keep it in play, and they'll get the lift ball on the second touch. That should have come much earlier in that rally, and Fleming will take the timeout as Merino is back within 3. On the 2A court, Sedgwick County leads 15-14 after winning the first 5-23. Mentioned Lamar won the first set on 3A against Platte Valley 30-28, but Platte Valley, the winningest program in state history, leads 10-6 in set 2. Thompson Valley took the first set on 4A over Windsor 25-23 and leads 12-9 in set 2. And Valor Christian, after destroying Rock Canyon 25-12 in the first set, is up won the second set 25-19. Fleming up 20-17 in the second set after Merino took the first 25-17. Veronica Beret will have the serve for the Rams out of the timeout. Beret, the all-6 right side that plays well on the back line for the Rams with the serve. Too big and out goes the swing of Sienna Lewisburg. And Merino has clawed back to within 2 at 20-18. Beret will pump it down the middle. Popped up back row by Lexi Schaefer. Set far side. Harms into the block. Turned back at the net by the solo stuff of Jay Lynch. And the Merino Rams are within 1 of the Fleming Wildcats at 20-19. Beret, short serve, crawls the net court. Dig free back onto the Ram side. Brooklyn Suter sets far side for Kaya Peel. Hops hands. Chased down by Emery Lewisburg. Back row near side. Serrato arcing it deep. It was handed near the back line. Chased down and a bump free over. Quick up, back set far side. Off the block at the net goes Sienna Lewisburg. Merino had to scramble so mightily to get that ball that they only had a solo block on the far pin. Fleming able to prevent the tie on Lewisburg's 7th kill of the match. That leads the Wildcats. Harms serve, ripped down the middle, popped up by Peel, who's bump set near side, roll shot into the block, and dumped back over by Bornoff. Set quickly down the middle. Bornoff tried to single block on Jay Lynch, and she whipped it right to her right and down for the kill. That's Jay Lynch's 2nd kill of the match. Kaya Peel will take the serve for the Merino Rams. Peel spins it down the middle, not dug cleanly, run up high, and a swat over by Bornoff. Set quickly down the middle. McKenna Suter is blocked, and in the net on the block went Maddie Serrato. 2nd blocking error of the set for Fleming, even set 2 at 21 apiece. Peel spins a serve short, mishandled, bumps that up, and a roll shot into the net for Sienna Lewisburg has given Merino the lead at 22-21, and another Fleming Wildcat timeout as Merino is now 3 points away from taking a 2-0 lead. We noted at the beginning of our broadcast that the Fleming Wildcats and Merino Rams have played 14 times since the start of 2018. This is meeting number 15. 6 straight meetings have gone longer than the distance, and only 3 of those 14 previous meetings have been sweeps between Merino and Fleming. So you expect a long match, you expect a competitive match, and you're getting that here as Merino has come screaming back, largely thanks to Fleming errors. 8 hitting errors in the set for the Merino Rams. 5 hitting errors and a blocking error and a service error for Fleming, all in the last 20 points of this second set. 22-21 Merino out of Fleming's 2nd timeout. Kirkwood back sets to Lewisburg. Hammers it near side. Quick 0 down the middle for McKenna Suter, and she'll crush it to the floor for the kill. That is her 16th of the match. 8 in each of the first 2 sets. 23-21 Merino. Kaya Peel to serve once again. This is a 6-0 run for the Rams. Tumbled down the near side, popped up back row by Emery Lewisburg. Near side, Serrato swipes it off the block. Run up by Nunez, back down the middle. Bornoff with the block on the swing of Suter. Set far side, down the line goes Lynch. Dug out nicely. One Lewisburg, that is Emery, and then the free ball over by Sienna. Set for a flat 3, rolled into the block at the net. by McKenna Suter, and it can't be handled cleanly. And 3 set points for the Merino Rams at 24-21 to go up 2 sets to none. Peel serve down the middle, popped up quickly by Schaefer. Set far side, Lewisburg, handed up Nunez near side. Set to the far side, and the rollover by Peel finds the floor for the kill. And the Merino Rams close set number 2 on an 8-0 run and take a 2 sets to none lead, 25-21. Third set is next. Wall-to-wall volleyball is on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Merino Rams close set number 2 on an 8-0 run and take a 2 sets to none lead as we welcome you back to the Denver Coliseum. I'm Ben Blecha. Wall-to-wall volleyball wrapping up with state championships here on 94.5 The Ranch, and our third set is brought to you by Champ Construction. Estimates are always free, no matter what you need. Kitchen or bathroom remodel, floor to ceiling tile, call 970-571-1669. Set begins on the serve, and the Rams have the ball on their side, and into the block at the net. For the tool kill goes Jay Lynch. Lynch picking up her third kill of the match. The Fleming Wildcats have now given up a 9-0 run dating back to last set. Back set for Bornoff. She'll run a near side, handed up high by Beret. Tip into the block in the net and down for the kill, the 18th of the match for McKenna Suter of the Merino Rams. 10-0 run, 2-0 to start in this third set. Kirkwood will field the serve. Back set, big swing into the block at the net. Goes the attack. McKenna Suter blocking Callie Kirkwood with Brooklyn Suter. The sisters Suter get the stuff. Fourth block that McKenna Suter has been a part of. And the Rams, in their quest for a three-peat, have won the first 3 points in set 3. Serve fielded back row by Lexi Schaefer. Set short tip by Callie Kirkwood. Run up high, back set near side, roll shot played deep. Once again, the point to the Rams. McKenna Suter with 19 kills in the match. 4-0 the lead here in the third. Kaya Peel will continue with the serve. Peel tumbles it short, diving dig up by Schaefer. Set for a tip near side, and Callie Kirkwood will finally spin it to the floor. Her 7th kill of the match. Fowler, Sedgwick County on the two-way court continues to be a dandy. Sedgwick County has a set point at 24-23. They look to lead 2 sets to none. Set down the middle, McKenna Suter powers it far side on Lewisburg. Free ball run over by Callie Kirkwood, up by Peel. Set for McKenna Suter into the block of the net. Ball popped up high, run down the near line, high up. Quickly for Beret, far side roll shot, played down the line, handed up high by Sienna Lewisburg. Bumps that up and Bornoff into the net. (13-1) run for the Merino Rams from down 20-17 in set 2 to up 5-1 in set 3. Serve will be pumped down the middle, popped up back row by Callie Kirkwood. Run up for Kirkwood, swipes it near side, diving up by Beret. Kept in play out of the net. Brooklyn Suter will dump it over. Big crush by Callie Kirkwood. Dug, and then a swing down the middle for McKenna Suter. Free back for the Cats. Down the middle, McKenna Suter, 2 wide and out. Wanted the tip, didn't get it. McKenna Suter still sits at 19 kills in the match. Brooke Schaefer, the freshman, will be in on the back row for Fleming, as Quincy Stoll comes in on the front row. Lexi Schaefer takes the serve and lines it into the net. Fleming has not played the same level they played earlier today. 20 kills, 14 hitting errors, plus they have a couple blocking errors and a couple service errors. Serve will be fielded back row, back set far side. Callie Kirkwood into the block of the net. Beret up far side. She'll run it near, up by Lexi Schaefer. Set quickly down the middle, off the block at the net goes Callie Kirkwood. Brooklyn Suter back throw near side to Jade Powell. She'll crush it dead center. Runner played back over by Harms, chased up high, back row by Lynch for the Rams. Down the middle, McKenna Suter will angle it to the near line. Diving up by Lexi Schaefer. Bump free over for the Wildcats. Up quickly for Powell. Far side for Ray. Off the block. She'll pick up the kill. Veronica Beray's third of the match. And Fowler just won the second set on the two-way court, 26-24, to even it with Sedgwick County at a set apiece. Merino Rams up 7-2 in the third. Back to Brooklyn Suter, sliding dig up back row. Back set far side, Callie Kirkwood cross. Caught the near line and picked up the kill. Merino is obviously looking for a three-peat, the first since the three-peat as a part of 4 in a row by Flagler between 94 and 97. Diving dig free over by the Merino Rams. Back set far side, over the top of the block of the net goes Sienna Lewisburg. Bumps that up and a roll shot back down deep for Powell. Doesn't get to the floor. Yeah, it does. Jade Powell put it down for her second kill of the match. But Merino also has some interest in that two-way match, not only because Sedgwick County is a fellow LPAA team, but Fowler and Merino were tied for second most championships all time at 12 apiece. The Rams could have sole possession of second if the Cougars win tonight, and they win. Line serve down the far side, back onto the Wildcat side. Near side, Quincy stole into the block. Gets the kill, the freshman with her third of the match. And back in her spot to serve will go Emery Lewisburg. Of course, everybody is chasing Platte Valley, who's tied at a set apiece with Lamar. They have 14 all-time state championships in the sport of volleyball. Beret down the middle, muscles it into the double. Veronica Beret with her fourth of the match. And Merino running out to a 9-4 advantage in this third set. Has their eyes on a sweep for a three-peat. Serve will be tumbled near side. Popped up back row by Serrato. Set for Harms. She'll chop it into the net. The senior still devoid of a kill in this championship game. And a timeout taken by the Wildcats of Fleming. The Fleming Wildcats and Merino Rams have played for the 1A state championship each of the last 3 years. In the spring of 2021, the Merino Rams overcame an 0-2 deficit to win in 5 in Colorado Springs. In the fall of 2021, Merino was up 2-0. Fleming won the third, and the Rams took the championship in 4. They look for a sweep win against their Northeast Colorado rivals, who I still maintain, having seen all of the teams here at State in 1A and a good portion of Class 2A this season, as well as all the state qualifiers. These are the 2 best 1A teams and probably 2 of the smallest classifications top 5, with probably Fowler, Wiggins, and Sedgwick County in the 1A, 2A top 5. Both exceptional programs, but Merino's at another level right now. Out of the timeout, 10-4 lead for the Rams. Too big and out goes the swing of Jay Lynch to make it 10-5. 1A State Volleyball Championship, we'll see the Wildcats try and get something going on the serve of Maddie Harms. She'll rip it down the middle, popped up back row by McKenna Suter. Little roll shot back over in short. Bumps that up, 10-foot line swing for Serrato, handed up by Nunez back row. Quick set, down the middle tip, and in the net on the block when Ashley Bornott on the tip of Jay Lynch. Merino has their foot on the gas. Will try and add more to their 6-point lead. Set to the near pin, into the net goes Maddie Serrato. 12-5 advantage. Beret fires it down the middle. Bump free back deep by Lexi Schaefer. Handed up and not cleanly back row. And the senior libero alert play just to try and catch the Rams on their heels. put them on their heels. Hands a serve to Sienna Lewisburg. Lewisburg will fire the dying quail, fielded by Nunez. Down the line and in for the kill goes Veronica Beret once again. Beret has 5, 3 in this third set. She has been sneaky good all tournament long. And Kaya Peel takes the serve for the Merino Rams, up 13-6. Fielded back row, run up into the block at the net, handed up by Kirkwood. Back down the middle for Kirkwood, tip near line. High up on the front row by Brooklyn Suter. Far side swing will be played deep. Jump dig back row, Lexi Schaefer set far side for Bornoff. She can't get it over. 14-6. 11 away from a three-peat are the Rams. Peel serve down the middle. Dug quickly to the net. Set for Kirkwood, who swipes it to the near corner. Run down by Nunez. Back down the middle for Suter. Diving dig up near the net. And it will go down as a kill, the 20th of the match for McKenna Suter. Lead is out to 9 for the Merino Rams. Kaya Peel whips it down the middle. Quick set into the block of the net goes Kirkwood. Handed up high. Set to the near side. Serrato, she'll arc it far side. Up by Peel. Bump set to the far pin. Cross for Lynch. Too long and out. Quincy Stoll on the front row for the Fleming Wildcats. And Maddie Serrato will take the serve. Serrato rips it far side, up but not cleanly by Nunez. 10-foot line runner by Peel, played dead center on Schaefer. Set down the middle for Kirkwood. High hands, jumped up by Nunez, but couldn't be kept in play, and it'll be a kill for Kelly Kirkwood. Her 9th of the match. 15-8 Merino's lead, and Maddie Serrato will take the serve. Serrato rips it far side, mishandled by Nunez. 10-foot line swing for McKenna Suter. Dig by Schaefer. Toward the net, kept in play. Flat roll, played deep by Kirkwood. Set quickly down the middle for Suter. Tips it short, finds the floor for the kill. Blackjack, as Michael Murphy would say. 21 for McKenna Suter. 16-8. The Rams have the lead. And a bloody nose on the Ram bench had to cause some scrambling. Near side off the block at the net goes Kirkwood. Dumps that over in short. Popped up quickly by Schaefer. Set for a near side swing. Powered deep by Stoll. Short set down the middle. Huge hammer and the kill. McKenna Suter has 22 in the championship game. She is at another level right now, and the Merino Rams lead 17-8 in the third set, up 2-0. Jay Lynch hammers the serve far side. Bumps that up. Free ball be run deep. High up back row by Lynch. Far side swing for Powell off the block of the net. Lewisburg will chase it up high. Schaefer with the bump set. Swing for Bornoff, dead center. Diving dig up by Lynch. Set quickly into the block of the net goes McKenna Suter. Back onto the Ram side. Back row swing for Kaya Peel, arc deep. Diving dig up by Lexi Schaefer. Down the middle for Kirkwood. She'll swipe it far side. Run up by Peel. Bump set up and a bump free played over by McKenna Suter. Quick up by Kirkwood. Set for Kirkwood. She winds it far side. High up by Peel. Chased down by Lynch and a dump over the net by McKenna Suter. Fly to the far side for Bornoff. She'll go down the line. Diving dig up by Peel. 10-foot line swing for Suter. Handed up by Lewisburg. Bornoff in the free ball over by Kirkwood down the near line. Set down the middle for McKenna Suter. She pokes it into the block. Ping-pongs around and ultimately swiped down by Quincy Stoll. My body has quit. It just says, you know what, I'm not even going to give you the middle finger anymore. Just keep going. 17-9 lead for Merino. Fleming serve, quickly returned. Off the block at the net. Maddie Harm stuffs down McKenna Suter. On to the Ram side. Back within 7 have come the Fleming Wildcats. Lexi Schaefer to serve again. Lexi rips it down the middle. Popped up quickly. Roll shot, far side, 23 in the match. McKenna Suter channeling her inner Taza Conger, who went for 40 in the spring 2021 championship match, with 23 so far in 3 sets. Brooklyn Suter up 18-10. Serves for the Rams. Back sets far side. Callie Kirkwood off the block. Nice up by Brooklyn Suter. Near side swing for Powell. Arc deep. Run up high by Brooke Schaefer. Back set far side. Down the line. In for a kill goes Callie Kirkwood. She's to double digits in kills with 10. Staying within 7 are the Wildcats, who have 7 state championships, and number 7, Callie Kirkwood serving, and will redo it as the ball came rocketing off the 3A court, where Lamar and Platte Valley tied it a set apiece. See Lamar leading 9-8 in the third. Sedgwick County's tied it a set apiece with Fowler, but up 10-6 in the third. That's on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Diving up by Lynch on Kirkwood's serve. For Ray with the swing far side, handled up by Schaefer. Far side, Looseburg turned back at the net. Brooklyn Suter and Jade Powell teaming up for that one. That is a solo block and 4-block assist for McKenna Suter to go with 23 kills. Up 19-11, she'll hand herself the serve. Dying Quail near the 10-foot line. Popped up quickly. 10-foot line swing for Sienna Looseburg. Handed up and a bump free over by Beret. Chased down by Schaefer. Kirkwood sets. Down the middle for Harms. Harms will get her first kill of the championship match. Substitution will bring Serrano in on the front row, and freshman Emery Looseburg in to serve for the Fleming Wildcats. Serve will be ripped far side, up quickly by Jay Lynch. Under the net on the set went Brooklyn Suter as she tried to dump it over. So that violation will get Fleming within 6. Emery Looseburg, serve arced far side, back set. Big hammer down the line for Jade Powell. Her second kill of the third set. The whole Ram student section chants she's a freshman, but that's dang near the whole roster. 2013. Powell. Serve fielded dead center by Schaefer. Run up down the middle for Sienna Looseburg. She too is a freshman. Kept in play, far side Kaya Peel. She too is a freshman. Up by Kirkwood. Bumps that far side over the net onto the Ram side. Set down the middle for Veronica Beret. She's a sophomore, and she has 6 kills in this match. 4 in the third set as Lainey Schleiser is going to sub on. The Fleming Wildcats will have their 4 seniors on the floor, down 21-13 in the third set of this state championship game, trailing 2-0. Serve fielded by senior Lexi Schaefer, set near side for Serrato. She'll hammer it deep. Back throw near side for Lynch. She'll punch it short. Up by Kirkwood, bumps that Schaefer. Far side swing for Looseburg. She's too wide and out. 22-13. And a timeout for the Fleming Wildcats. Look, we'll celebrate the Merino Rams in a minute. I'm going to use this timeout to celebrate Fleming, because the Wildcats are in the state championship for a 14th time in the last 17 years. I was talking with some of the Fleming folks prior to this championship game. There is not a player on that roster that was born the last time Fleming was not in a state championship match. None of the 4 seniors were alive in November of 2006. The only one that might remember it is Megan Chintala, who was here as a fan, but she did not become the manager of the Fleming team until 2007 when they won it. She is now the head coach. So Fleming, to say they have a volleyball tradition is not an understatement. They are the tradition, and even in what looks to be defeat, This team, I still stand by it, is the second best team in the 1A classification, but the Rams are the best right now, up 22-13. Out of the timeout, Lewisburg will swing it down the middle. Back set near side, off the block at the net, and onto the back line goes Jay Lynch for her third kill of the match. 23-13 goes the lead for the Merino Rams, 2 away from a three-peat. Serve will be ripped down the middle by Jade Powell. Back set Kirkwood, far side Harms, slid to the near side. Run up and a free ball dumped over by Lynch, handed up by Schaefer. Back set far side into the block at the net. Veronica Barre turned down the swing of Lewisburg, and the sophomore will give the Merino Rams 11 championship points for the first three-peat since Flagler did it in 1A in the 90s. Serve from freshman Jade Powell, fielded back row by Schaefer. Set near side, Serrato tip short, run up by Brooklyn Suter. Set far side, Kaya Peel by McKenna Suter. Run up by Schleiser, back row. Far side for Lewisburg. She'll be dug up back row by Powell. Brooklyn Suter back set near side. Into the block of the net goes Lynch, but Ray pumps it deep. Kept up for the Wildcats. Bump free over by Lewisburg. Up by McKenna Suter, back row. Brooklyn Suter sets it far side. Running dig up by Schleiser. Near side for Serrato. Jump down the line. Up back row by Lynch. Near side swing into the block at the net. The turn back from Serrato and Harms will stave one off, but still Ram championship point. 24-14, and senior Maddie Harms with the serve for Fleming. Up by Kaya Peel. Bumps that Brooklyn Suter. McKenna Suter rips it deep. Handed up by Schleiser. Chased down back row by Harms, and a dump back over by Kirkwood. Up by Brooklyn Suter. Down the middle. Big hammer. And in for the kill. Jay Lynch picks up the kill, and the Merino Rams are state champions not once, not twice, but thrice. 25-14 in the third. It is 3 in a row for the Merino Rams. The Rams are the 1A state champions, and we will keep our coverage going as we'll talk with the Rams. Post-game show next. Rams win it in 3 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We welcome you back to the Denver Coliseum. The Merino Rams are state champions for a third year in a row. 1A state volleyball champion Merino Rams in our post-game show. Brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Make sure the nutrients you purchase for your field get to your crops. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water by visiting with Advanced Agri Solutions. Call Dusty or Roxy 970-571-2024. 25-17. We'll just let them sing. The Merino Rams with their battle cry and their victorious 25-17. 25-21 and 25-14 in this contest. They continued a phenomenal day where the Merino Rams won not 1, not 2, but 3 games in one day. One of the hardest things to do is come back from that loser's bracket, but I think it was the blessing in disguise for this Ram team because it got them going early in the day. They didn't hit 300 in this match like they did in their earlier matches in this tournament, but I had them down for about 275 on their hitting percentage, 46 kills, just 18 hitting errors for the Merino Rams, led by 23 kills in the match for McKenna Suter. They got 6 kills out of Veronica Barre, 5 out of Jay Lynch, 6 out of Kaya Peel, and 3 out of Jade Powell, everybody getting the job done. But the biggest thing that they had was the blocking game for the Merino Rams. We said that this Ram team, their blocking game had been virtually MIA all tournament long. It was good earlier today against Briggsdale, but that was really the only time. They were not touching the balls they needed to. They were not altering the offense that they needed to. But McKenna Suter, even more importantly than the 23 kills in the match, was able to pick up a solo block and 4 block assists in the match. 3 solo blocks and 8 block assists, so 7 points in total on the block for the Merino Rams as they come away with a phenomenal contest in this one. The Merino Rams take the victory and are 3-time state champions. We will now bring in head coach Kristen Suter as the Rams are winners of this state championship in the Class 1A classification. And coach, 3 matches in one day to win your 3rd championship in a row. Talk about the emotion and the energy that your team has in this one.
I'm honestly just amazed at the energy they still have at the end of this day. They came out ready to play from the beginning of this last match. I was afraid we might be a little tired, but honestly, they've had some pretty good practice. We played in that Sterling tournament,
yes,
like back-to-back games, and played a lot this summer, and I guess it helped. They were ready to go tonight. So,
do you think, well, you never want to lose. Do you think that where you lost yesterday to Fleming in the quarterfinal was maybe a blessing in disguise instead of losing, in a situation where I remember in 2019 you lost in the semifinals and you hadn't lost in this tournament? Do you think maybe it was a blessing to lose yesterday?
Yes, I mean, you're right. You would never, ever say that you want to lose. That's never what you would say. But almost immediately we were like, I don't know if that got a monkey off the back or if it just let us relax and go, you know what, we have to play like us. Because we really hadn't up to that point in the tournament. And today they were all them, and that was exciting.
I had you for 11 points put down on your block in this match.
That's awesome.
I mean, your team doesn't really have a block. I mean, you do block some, but you don't put balls down. What was the change for your team in that regard?
Well, we really struggled with our block yesterday when we played. Was that yesterday?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
So we did talk about that quite a bit. We tend to get a lot of in-rally blocks.
Yes.
We don't tend to get a lot of stuff blocks. We really block to funnel balls to our defense. And I don't know why tonight it was more of that we got more stuff blocks than normal, but we will take it for sure. So
talk about the team on the other side of the net, because that was the 15th meeting of the last 5 years. You guys constantly trade battles back and forth. They really push you to be the best you can be, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better opponent. I would hope they would say the same thing about us, and you just expect that this is what we're going to be doing when we get up here,
I planned my outfit on Sunday last week with green and maroon, knowing that this was going to be the championship. Final question for you. How special is this to do it with your daughters on the team?
There's just not words. I don't know. It's the best experience ever. So, and all my other daughters that I get to do it with
absolutely.
too. So, it's a blessing for sure.
We'll bring in the Merino Ram player now, as the player is the sophomore setter in Brooklyn Suter, and we'll pass the headset over to her. Brooklyn, your team has such great offensive balance, and I think you kind of spearhead that. How do you make sure that all the weapons you have get set and get the swings, because you have a lot of players that you can set offensively?
It depends on where the block is at, and also which hitters are really on that night and which one in the moment is like I'm feeling it. You can't play so much with your mind that you forget to use your instincts, and that's a big part of it.
Merino is starting to establish instincts at winning here at the state tournament. How does this feel compared to last year's state championship that you got to be a part of?
It feels different, and it's just a new team. Like, I don't know. Coming back from yesterday, we knew we were in for a longer day than Fleming, and we had more games. And I think it made it more challenging, but at the same time, more of a victory in a sense, because we had to battle that much more for it.
You're going to see the best when you get here to the Denver Coliseum. Does that make you a better player when you're playing against the best teams? Because, you do it during the regular season. You saw Wiggins, you saw Sedgwick County, but now here, you elevated your game another level. Does this level of play just make you thrive?
Yes, we definitely do better against the better teams, and I'm glad, because when we get up here, we saw teams that we had never been able to play before, like McClave and Dove Creek. we never would have had that experience if we hadn't made it here, and I'm grateful for that.
Final question for you, because I know that this is special because not only you get to do it with your mom, but your mom won a championship as a player for the Merino Rams. The Rams now have 13 state championships as a school. That's second most all time. What does making that history mean to you for the Ram community?
Oh, that's a hard question, but I don't know.
It's special to be a part of a great community and these fans that were behind us, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, your friends and your state champs. Congratulations, Brooklyn Suter, for the Merino Rams, and head coach Kristen Suter here on our post-game show. And the Rams win it in 3 to take out the Fleming Wildcats in the third consecutive meeting between the two teams for the Class 1A state championship. A huge shout out to the seniors that get the job done for the Merino Rams. There was only one that was a part of that regular rotation in libero Kayla Nunez, but Bailey Erickson, I believe, the other senior that is on that roster. Meanwhile, for Fleming, the seniors we saw play volleyball for the final time tonight. Libero Lexi Schaefer, Callie Kirkwood, who will play at Chadron State and had a wonderful tournament. Maddie Harms as the middle, and then, of course, Lainey Schleicher, who got on late. The Rams are winners of 3 in a row and will be odds-on favorite to make it 4 in a row next season. The Rams win their 3rd in a row. Wall-to-wall volleyball is done. This is the Eastern Plains Sports Network.